We were cobbling together various systems to do our accounting, to track our equipment, and so we looked around for various systems. And the frustrating thing to the two of us was that most of those systems wanted to take your company and adjust your company to fit to their system. And what we liked about Emphasys was that the flexibility, they adapted to how we wanted.
We have seen drastic increases in business over since we implemented Emphasys. Had we been still on the old MTA system when we started to see this large growth, that we just wouldn't have been able to handle it.
We began to search high and low for dealers using different systems, asking questions of those dealers, what did they like?
Emphasys certainly had the latest technology. Maybe one of the competitors appeared to be sort of old green screen technology laid over newer, Microsoft software, but wasn't really the latest and greatest.
We chose the Emphasys because they had a strong system for the rental end of the business, and they've worked closely with us to customize some elements of it to really serve the lift truck side as well. So today we feel like it's the absolute best product to serve both end markets as a dealership. So one of the things that was really important in choosing a vendor was that it be scalable, that we not find ourselves having outgrown it again in 10 more years.
One thing that we were looking at before this is the amount of human capital that's going to be coming into the marketplace over the next 10 to 15 years. So we were kind of looking at, say, in 10 years, is there going to be enough people to fill the jobs? And I don't think there is. And based on the numbers we were looking at, we were thinking we need technology to fill those gaps, and we can already see it happening.
And they compared to the competitors very well. They kind of actually, for us, looked like they kind of blew them out of the water. They had the flexibility we wanted. Their software and stuff is up to date. The most recent platform, which was big to us, we didn't want to go back or just kind of sit with what we had.
Emphasys had two things that we were primarily concerned with. One being the process control environment. Things that was very important to us is making sure our processes remained under control. And Emphasys seemed to really have a grasp on that with their business process modeling technique and the way they implement their system. The other was analytic approach. It was crucial for us to find a system where we could extract the analytics we need to make better decisions day in and day out. And hands down, I thought Emphasys met both those criteria.
Ultimately narrowed it down to two, and Emphasys was the consensus choice among our team.
We were looking for a vendor that had a broad product offering. So we knew after implementing the initial ERP, we needed to look at tools like a CRM, a customer portal, service scheduling, mobile field service solutions. The most important thing, the vendor needed to understand our business very clearly. As we evaluated potential vendors, that's where Emphasys stood well and above all the other competitors. Over those 2 days with each vendor, we took an extreme deep dive into the products, and at the end, every one of those 34 participants selected Emphasys as our provider.
What attracted us to the Emphasys product was the fact that it was a cutting-edge product. We know that we're coming into an era of greater needs as far as technology is concerned, so we're talking about artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and many other things that are coming down the pipe for companies like ours. And we felt that this was the company for us to be able to take us into the future and be able to advance the way we want to and provide the customers with the service that we want to do.
It's the future. It's a technological advancement.
Our decision to go with Emphasys as our new ERP came off about a year of studying all the different systems that are available across the country. We kind of put them up side by side each other, had them, brought them in to demo themselves, and Emphasys, the Extend product, just outshined the rest of them as far as what we were looking for to go from a flat file system that we've been on for 35 years to kind of put us into new technology and the new software that's available. They just outshine the rest of the competitors.
The implementation team has been superb, very effortful. They knew their product inside and out.
It was an interesting conversion process, and it was new to our people, and so we took extra time to promote change, Change is difficult, but change is important in our business, and our culture changes regularly. Emphasys has been very helpful in OEM integrations. The ones that we have chosen have worked extremely well.
The Emphasys transition team or migration team were excellent. They also work under a train-the-trainer model, I would say. So we had key users on board. They trained the key users, and it's up to our key users to continually train our team, the entire end users. So I thought the team was great. I couldn't ask for a better team.
It allowed us to actually learn a little bit about the business as well as, what we thought was efficient wasn't necessarily efficient. So they brought a lot of best practices to us. There was a lot of knowledge that they brought as well, just from a dealer perspective, which was nice. They weren't just a software team. They weren't just, here's our software, plug it in and let's go. They understood how a dealer worked, and that made us a lot more comfortable too. So it made the transition a lot easier.
Emphasys have been great to work with. Going through a system implementation for a large company is always painful, but they've really made it as easy as possible, and we really feel like they're a long-term partner to the company.
We found the Emphasys implementation team to be very professional, very knowledgeable of the system, and very committed to ensuring that our implementation was a success.
When we've engaged Emphasys to help us with an OEM integration, they've been very timely and accurate in getting those implementations done for us. Our CareTrack integration with Volvo. So our telematics import into our system and update the machine hours by machine serial number each day for every machine that we have in the CareTrack system.
Overall, it was very easy. I think the fact that Emphasys has done so many of these implementations, they were always there ready to coach us.
The Emphasys team did a great job of adhering to the timeline they set out to adhere to.
Our implementation process, we planned for a 3.5-month implementation window. We made it in that time frame. We went live on the day we said we would go live on, and we started processing transactions, printing invoices, paying vendors, all of the things it takes to run your business on day one.
We found that the people that they sent to us, that Emphasys sent to us to begin the dealer business changeover process, were very professional. They were not only professional, but they were good to be with. They were family people. They were people who cared about their business. They were people that knew our business, which was a real surprise to us. We received better than our expectation when it came to the implementation process, the people that Emphasys sent to us, and the people that managed the people that came to us. They understood our business, and that helped that implementation process conclude in the 3.5 months we had set forth to do it in.
Couldn't have been happier with the implementation team.
I would say the reduction in time with Emphasys in generating financials is 70% or greater.
The tools, the information that we get out of the Emphasys ERP system has allowed us to grow our top line revenue by several percent in a difficult environment this year. But more importantly than that, it's allowed us to grow our profitability at 3 times the rate of the sales growth.
Extend has been a lot easier for us to access all of our financial information than our previous system. Given that we work off of one database, it's been helpful in terms of being able to close out our months much quicker.
Emphasys has changed the way we do business in a number of ways. One, we're much more paperless. Everything flows through the system and is integrated into the system, so everyone can see it. It reduces the time that is required to process.
By having the warranty system streamlined through Emphasys, we have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, to where every claim, we know what's going on, and usually within 15 days of a work order close, we've already got our money back from the manufacturer because of how the front end process was handled initially.
I believe our work in process has improved from over 60 days, which would have been probably 30% of our work in process, probably taking us to 90% under 60 days.
So we're able to look at our our WIP on a daily basis and see where we're at, know what's there. We've got several things in managing WIP. E-Service Tech, we use that a lot, you know, where our employees are, or our service techs are at, that sort of thing. So it's really been tremendous there to be able to go what's going in, what's going out, and be able to close our work orders in a 10-day time frame that we want.
And so to go from a paper system of manual write-ups, of tracking time, of putting hours on a piece of paper and turning it in, our efficiency has gone up tremendously. I'd say we're probably 75% better than we were at grabbing those labor hours to the right job, to the right segment of that job, and being able to more efficiently invoice. The eTech service tablet was a very big functionality for us in that more and more of our warranty suppliers, our OEMs, and even our customers would like to see pictures of repairs. And that's been a big improvement for us because the tech not only can take a picture while on site, take a picture of the parts he's put on the machine, take a picture of the faulty parts, but when he, again, goes to his hotspot or goes to Wi-Fi in the building, those upload to the work order. If there's ever a question about the repair that was made, we can go to that work order, pull those pictures up, and have a discussion from the pictures about exactly what was done and what improvements were made to the machinery.
The warranty receivable tracking is very good with Emphasys. It flows very well from service through accounting.
Using Emphasys, we're able to take our time to invoice from in the high 20s on average to now most of our service invoices are going out in 5 days or less. The interest savings alone and that money spread across an entire year is huge. So using this system, just in that aspect alone, has given us a gigantic money savings across the entire year.
Our technicians are more efficient using the Emphasys ERP system today because they are able to see the scheduling information in real time via their tablets, and we have real-time recording of their hours and write-ups via the eTech system, which is all done, again, real-time via their tablet applications.
The ROI on Emphasys in a service standpoint has been to be able to have the right people in the right places, the right head count, processing the work orders faster. To me, it's almost immeasurable to say we're saving X amount of dollars because every time you turn around, it's like you're able to knock some more time off something else and save even more. It's a constantly changing number to the good of general equipment.
On inventory accuracy, we're able to keep our inventory more accurate. Our old system had a lot of drawbacks where it wasn't removing inventory from the system when we sold it, and Emphasys has fixed that problem.
I think one of the strong points for us to purchase the Emphasys system was the parts and service software capabilities. It was very good for us in that it had components to it that made our business better. For instance, if I wanted to conduct a machine inventory at a branch location, I could pull up to that branch, open my computer, I could export the branch's inventory within a minute and actually walk the yard and do a spot check. If I wanted to do that with parts, I could do a quick cycle count inventory from a parts module that comes live very quickly and allows me to go through and spot check parts and parts inventory. Emphasys allows us to do that in a matter of minutes and export the data live right to Excel and then go right to work, and that has saved us a tremendous amount of time doing inventory work.
As far as rebuild goes, Emphasys has definitely helped us get an improvement to our bottom line on our rebuild components. Emphasys ERP has helped us with invoicing. Invoicing is much simpler and much faster than our previous system. It's basically a 2-click process.
The BI product has helped revolutionize our business, if I could use such a strong word.
So the BI tool that we've acquired through Emphasys is going to change the way we operate. It's real-time information coming from the system. So today I can log on to the system and understand what invoices have been raised, what's the cash flow forecast, how many parts we've got in stock, what the machine levels are at the touch of a button. I think as a tool for us as a business, it's going to empower us to make the growth that we want.
I use the BI dashboards from Emphasys every day, and it's a refreshing change from the past. One of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning is look at my phone and see what we billed the previous day.
We have real-time data. I'm able to look at labor efficiency on a real-time basis. I can bring up our effective rates based on any time frame that I'd like to look at. The analytics and the reporting that we can, and data that we can extract out of Extend is amazing. To have that reporting and those metrics and that data at your fingertips, it's key to running a business.
And so one of the big areas of improvement has been tracking our KPIs and especially our utilization of rental fleet. One of the KPIs that we've historically tracked is how long it takes for us to get from the completion of a work order to actually invoicing the work order. And we've been able to cut that in half in the time that we've been on Emphasys. The transparency of the system and it being a robust, real database is really helping with our business intelligence and our reporting. It's light years ahead of where we came from.
The business intelligence dashboards give us access to almost an unlimited amount of quality information.
Emphasys' ability to produce valid data reports so far exceeds our previous business system that it's been a real addition to our company. A lot of our decisions in those days were made just on some gut instinct. Those decisions are still gut instinct, but we had the support for them and proof that we're making the right decision with the Emphasys.
What we liked about Emphasys was that the flexibility they adapted to how we wanted. So the fact that we have multiple subsidiaries, that we have multiple branches, that we have different types of equipment within the crane fleet, everything was very easy to track in one place. And with an ERP system, I think Emphasys met our needs. We became much more efficient.
Well, the BI system has a great capability of giving you your sales, whether it's equipment sales, revenue, part sales, by location. And you have to imagine when you're reporting to various states, that's an important piece of information. Trying to get that without BI is kind of like pulling teeth. So Emphasys has really saved us quite a bit of time in pulling those numbers together and making them more accurate, actually.
With Emphasys, we were able to provide better customer service. We do this by our ability to invoice more quickly, to give customers immediate information that they need through the parts, through the equipment, and answer any questions that they might have. With Emphasys e-tech system, we've had immediate access to the labor that is posted, therefore we're able to close our accounts receivable warranty claims much quicker, and therefore reducing the warranty losses.
ASCO Equipment's received the benefits from using the ePortal system by allowing our customers to be more self-sufficient. They can reprint their own invoices, which saves time on both sides. They can order their parts, they can request service. So we both benefited the ASCO Equipment and our customers.
There's no longer a delay in seeing if a truck is on rent, going on rent, in service, or returned. It updates instantly, which again allows us to quickly turn our fleet around and use it for the next customer that's requesting it. Time spent doing paperwork is a huge improvement with the Emphasys system.
Emphasys has helped us with our customer satisfaction as far as getting back to customers in a timely manner, being able to see if a customer missed an invoice, why, which manager do we need to contact to get the answer back quickly to the customer. We can email invoices, no problem, just quickly. Customers call for an invoice and we can get it to them within a minute or less. In customer dashboard, being able to see age days, what invoices are due right now, what invoices have been paid, how invoices have been paid, what check numbers, whatever. Just all of that information is right there at your fingertips. Since using Emphasys ERP, we have seen a reduction in the time it takes to generate reports. We can pull pretty much any information we need to out of the system in order to generate, mailing lists, generate different customer lists, reports for the salesman to look at, salesman reports, how many sales does each salesman have. The amount of reports that we can pull is limitless.
Our customer satisfaction with Emphasys has definitely increased as we're able to get information. We're able to real-time look at inventories and get answers to our customers when they're sitting right in front of us. They'll go onto the E360 app prior to going and visiting a customer. Because it has so much information, it's so powerful, they're able to look up and see what equipment they had on rent in previous months or years. They're able to look and see if the customer is creditworthy, whether we need to maybe get a credit app from them, things like that. So basically, it's a great tool for our salesmen to have out in the field on their iPads or on their notebooks to be able to look up all the customer information prior to going in and visiting with them.
So things that used to take 2 departments and communication and several days going back and forth now take, in some cases, 10, 20 seconds.
For me, a big part of making an expenditure, and this is a significant one, is am I going to be able to get my money back? Am I going to get efficiencies? Am I going to get information? Am I going to get value going forward? And that's almost impossible to say on a project like this going into it. Very, very hard to evaluate. But I can say now that it's done, I know full well that I'm going to get my money back, and I'm going to get it back in a hurry.
We believe that the Extend platform will allow for bottom line savings going forward for Alta Equipment Company. We feel like its scalability, given the company's growth profile, will be one such that we can layer on revenue and locations and personnel without adding a ton of investment into the back office.
So I'm talking efficiencies on us handling our day-to-day transactions, and the quality, frequency, and timeliness of the information that comes out of the system is pretty darn impressive. So yeah, we're going to get our money back, and fast.
Our investment in Extend is already delivering. Our efficiency and productivity matrix has gone up in less than 1 year, and the revenues have grown by 32%. We are excited with Extend.
Pre-Emphasys, our technicians' efficiency with paperwork and processing was extremely slow, where our technicians were spending hours and hours working on their paperwork every day to try and stay caught up, and you always fall behind and you're always doing late billing. Post-Emphasys, they're spending approximately 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day getting all their stories in, all their paperwork done. They're not spending time on the processing side of things. They're spending time on what they love to do, and that's fix machines.
Using the eService Tech application, we have improved our capture of billable tech time by 10%.
The Emphasys system saved us at least 20% as far as entering things once, maybe another 5-10% of not having to enter payroll allocated to different areas of the system.
Emphasys has been a big help. Been able to streamline financials a lot better. I've saved probably 2.5 days a month in terms of information generation and getting the financial and related information out to decision makers.
Since we started Emphasys back in 2006, we have doubled our revenue. In doing that and using the Emphasys product, it's allowed us to be able to do that more easily, more streamlined, know what's hitting what and where everything's going.
If another dealer were to request information regarding Emphasys, I would tell them that it's an excellent system, that it's a very large system. It's able to bring in a lot of different reporting aspects and information that we've never had before, and that it would be definitely worth their time to take a look at and and potentially purchase.
I certainly would recommend it to dealers that are in our business. I would say that we were fortunate to have a team that was talented enough and worked hard enough to make it look easy. And I've never heard anybody say that about an ERP installation before that, in fact.
And what would take me a day or two to get the reports are now at the click of a button. I mean, it's 100% improvement that will do nothing but improve the workflow of the people using the system.
Compared to where we were at before, there's absolutely no comparison to what we were operating. And yeah, it's so many time-saving things, especially for me when I do things like service contracts. I mean, monthly service contracts used to take me a half a day. They now take me 30 seconds each, you know, so yeah, it's unbelievable how much time saving there is in a lot of this thing. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to anybody.
I can confidently say that Extend is the industry's most sophisticated dealership management system and recommend it to other growing equipment dealerships.
I'd recommend Emphasys to other dealers, whether it's construction, agricultural, or even the car industry. The capability of the live reporting from a service point of view is critical, and it enables you to meet the demands of the customer and their expectations.
And we've had 4 dealers come to us and ask us to drive the system, to see the system, and to talk about the system. All 4 of those dealers have purchased Emphasys, and so we have recommended Emphasys time and time again.
I would highly recommend Emphasys to other Volvo dealers. Since it's a collective system, if you will, that our improvements will be your improvements and other dealers' improvements will be ours. Collectively, we can build a better system to satisfy our needs, our customer needs, and our manufacturer needs. So I absolutely, without hesitation, would recommend Emphasys to other Volvo dealers.
Definitely is something I would recommend to any other guys.
Oh, I always highly recommend Emphasys when I'm talking to other dealers. You know, a lot of times we kind of get in that conversation, usually at meetings or AED groups or something, you know, and it's them talking about their software and then me kind of bragging about our software and what it can do and wondering why they're not doing this a certain way.
I would indeed recommend Emphasys to other dealers overall or Volvo dealers specifically.